All right, let's check this question. So in this question, we are given an employee table, and this employee table basically contains the salary details of each of the employee, all the different employees basically. And these employees can basically belong to different companies, right? So they don't belong to the same company. They can belong to different companies like A, B, C, etc. And what we need to do is we need to write a solution to find the rows that contain the median salary of each of the company, right? And also while calculating the median, when we sort the salaries of the company, we can break the ties by ID, right? So what it means is that if multiple employees in a given company, for example, in company C, if you see 14 ID and 15 ID, they have the same salaries, right? So if they have the same salaries, then we have to like assign them positions by their IDs, by considering their IDs. So lower the ID will give them a lower rank, right, or a lower position, and the one that has a higher ID will get a higher position, right, in that order, if they have the same salaries, right? So what is that we need to do over here is that we need to find the median now, right? So if you see over here for company A, if I go on to find the median, first I need to check how many total employees there are, right? Because if there are even number of employees, I will have two medians, right? For example, over here I can see 6 employees, so the median will be 6 by 2, that is 3, and 3 plus 1, that is 4. So third and fourth position salary would be the median salary for this particular company. Similarly for B, again we have 6 different employees. So again third and fourth uh, salaries would be the median salary for company B, right? Now in C, if you see, we have in total 5 different employees. So over here we will have just one median salary, and that would be total number of rows divided by 2, right? Which is 5 divided by 2 and plus 1, and not plus 1, sorry, 5 divided by 2, which is 2.5, and I will take the ceiling of it, the next integer value, which will be 3. So I will have just one median salary, which will be at the third position, right? So as a rule of thumb, we need to remember that whenever we have even number of total employees in a particular company, or in general total number of rows are even, then there will be two values which will act as the medium. Basically, the total number of rows divided by 2 and total number of rows divided by 2 plus 1 position rows will be the median. And if we have odd number of rows, then only the total number of rows divided by 2 to th position will be the median value, right? So that's the whole idea of this particular problem. And similarly, if you like see the output for this particular sample for company A, we get two median salaries. And if you sort these salaries, in ascending order, you will see that this would have been the third position salary and this would have been the fourth position salary. Similarly for B, this would be the third position salary, this would be the fourth position salary. And for C, this would have been the third position salary, because we just have odd number of total employees over here. So it would be just total number of rows divided by 2, which is the third position, right? So this is the entire idea of this particular problem. Now maybe you can uh, pause this video and try to write the query for this particular problem, the implementation or the intuition that we just discussed to solve this particular question. And also just a disclaimer that I will be uploading the entire solution, the table schemas, and the entire description of this particular problem uh, in the GitHub repository, and I will share the link in the description of this particular video so you can refer it from there. And for now, let's jump to the ID and write the query to solve this particular question. All right, so let's write the solution over here. So what I'll do is I'll select from my employees table. That's essentially the only table I have for this question. And what I'll do is I'll assign row numbers in this particular table, right? And I will do that over partition by company, right? Because I need to do it for every company separately. And I will order by salary in the ascending order, comma ID, right? Why ID? Because in case multiple employees for a given company have the same salary, then I need to consider IDs to break the tie, right? And I can alias this entire column as RN. And also what I can do is I can find the total number of employees or the total number of salaries in a given company, right? Because I have to make use of this particular column when I'm actually calculating the median position for any company, right? Because then I will do total employees divided by 2 and total employees divided by 2 plus 1 to get the salary positions which are at the median, right? So to get the total employees for a given company, I can do count 1 and again over partition by company, right? And I can just alias this as total employee, right? Now what I can do is I can only select, like from this entire result set, I will only select those rows which satisfy the condition that Rn is either equal to total employee by 2, right? The row number for that row is either equal to total employee by 2, or the row number is equal to total employee by 2 plus 1, right? So those two will be the median positions for that particular company. Now, of course, like we have to handle the odd total employees company and the even total employees company separately, but that we will just come to in a minute. But this is the core idea, right? This is how we need to select the rows, right? So what I can do is I can treat this as a subquery and I can select over it. For now, let me just select star and I will replace it with the specific columns later. Now in this where condition that I'll put over here, I'll say where my RN is equal to total employee divided by 2, or my RN is equal to total employee divide by 2 plus 1, right? So now this will give me those two rows which are at the median position for any company, right? But there is a catch over here. This will work for the companies which have even number of total employees, but it will not work for the companies which have odd number of total employees, right? Let's say, for example, there are 6 total employees in a company, right? So by this logic, I will be selecting Rn equal to 3 and Rn equal to 4, right? If the total employees is 6, right? Which is fine, right? Which is perfectly correct. And this is what I want to do. I need to select third and the fourth position salary only as the median, right? But now what if my total employees is odd, right? So for example, it is 5, right? So now this will give me 5 divided by 2. This will give me 2, right? This won't give me 2.5, right? Why? Because this is an integer division, right? Why this is an integer division? Because both total employee and 2 are integers, right? None of them is a decimal point number, none of them is a float. So that's why this will be an integer operation, and it will, like whatever is the result, it will give me the lower nearest integer to that particular result, right? So over here, if total employee divided by 2 comes out to be 2.5, it will give me 2. It won't give me 2.5, right? So this will be 2 in case I have total employees as 5. And similarly, this will be 3, right? In case, again, if I have 5 as the total employees, right? But now since the total number of employees is odd, I don't need to select the second position salary as the median. The median will be the third position salary only, right? So I need to select this particular expression, this one, but sorry about that. I need to select this particular expression, but I don't need to select this particular expression, right? Because this, I don't need to select basically the second salary. I just need to select the third salary, right? So I need to find a way to invalidate this particular expression, this particular condition, only for the odd total employees, right? If I have even total employees, this should work. But then if I have odd total employees, this condition should be invalidated, and only this one should be effective. And this one will be effective for both the conditions, right? Even if I am having like total employees as odd, or if I'm having the total employees as even, I will consider this particular condition. But this one particular condition should only be true when I have even number of employees. Otherwise, this should not be considered, right? So how can I handle it, right? So now, as I said, that this particular operation will be integer division, right? So that's why, since it is integer division, that's the reason even for odd number of total employees, I would be getting an integer, which will be 2, right? But what if I make this, instead of 2, I make this 2.0, a decimal number, right? So now what will happen is, now when I divide 5 divided by 2.0, it will give me 2.5, right? It won't give me 2, right? And now there will be no rank which will be 2.5, right? Ranks are always integers, so there will be no rank which will be decimal, and hence it will be automatically like null and void, this particular condition, because there will be no rank which will be decimal, right? And this will be null and void. And this one I won't change to float division, it will be still integer division only, right? So this will give me 3, which is what I need even in case of odd number of total employees, right? So that's why this one I will keep as integer division, but this one I will change to float division, so that I actually get a decimal point number as rank, and that will never be true, right? And if you're thinking that this might hamper our results for even number of total employees, then it won't. Why? Because, for example, if I'm dividing 6 divided by 2.0, it will give me 3.0, right? But that 3.0, when I'm comparing with Rn, there will be an implicit conversion that SQL Server itself will do, the SQL engine itself will do, and it will compare 3 with 3.0, and it will consider that particular condition, right? So for if I do this, my even number of total employees, whenever I have even total employees for a company, uh, both these conditions will be checked. And if I have odd number of total employees, only this particular condition will hold true. This will be null and void, right? And that's how I can really find the median of any company, no matter if it has even number of employees or odd number of employees, right? So that's the entire idea behind it. Now I can maybe select the required columns from this particular result, which is ID. I need the company and I need the salary, right? And now maybe I can execute this. Yeah, and I get it right? And you can compare it with the sample output that I showed initially. You will find that it matches to that, right? And this is the entire solution for this particular question. So I hope you understood, and I just took a little more time in explaining because this was the trickier part. Like, it's not tricky, like there are multiple ways of doing the same thing. You could have done it in a different way as well. We just need to know what we need to do, and then we can have multiple ways of doing it. But this is like the beauty of this particular solution is that we were able to handle all the cases in just one where condition, right? By doing a little uh, tweaking with the type of division that we are doing. So that's about it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.